Morning, guys. Welcome to Coffee Chat. Wow, it is kind of cool out here. I'm getting a really nice breeze coming in and just kind of blowing across here. It's actually quite cool, which is crazy because yesterday was just so warm and everything like that. But that's how it is in Texas. Weather changes just on a dime. Well, guys, it's hump day, and I sure hope that you're having a fantastic Wednesday, middle of the week, and things are going swell for you for the week. But I'll tell you guys, things around the world are looking absolutely crazy. In fact, the two articles I read today, boy, I'll tell you what, do they not just reiterate that video I did last night? And by the way, if you haven't seen that video, I'm telling you, it's one that you're going to definitely want to watch. And it's one you probably need to watch just to get yourself in a position where you know what's really happening around the world. Guys, the first article that I was reading there was talking about China and the number of countries that China has actually bailed out. It is amazing. And when you think about that, guys, what do you think's going on there? Well, they're trying to take dominance, aren't they? They're trying to go out there and be the place where a lot of these countries are going to go for assistance and for help, when before they used to come over here to the US and say, "Hey, could you help us out?" And then, of course, you'd have all this humanitarian aid and, global, lending and stuff like that to all these various countries and things like that. And of course, guys, come on. When you're out there doing that, what do these countries do? Well, they owe kind of some level of allegiance to you, don't you? Well, that's what China has been going around in the world and doing, and in a big way. Now, having said that, the second article that I was reading literally confirms that Saudi Arabia has now gone and totally switched gears, and they fully implemented their Eurasian connections with all of these various countries around the world. And at this point, the crown prince of Saudi Arabia has actually came out and said he has no interest in dealing with the United States any longer. And that, I'm telling you guys, is the final nail in the coffin. Hey, the petrodollar's already dead. The body's in the coffin. Now they're just nailing it shut. And I'm telling you, that's what's going on right now. And it's going to affect the whole world and the way the world works in a massive way. Don't let these folks tell you, oh, that's not going to have that big of an impact, and because I'll tell you what, guys, we in the West owe our lifestyles to the existence of the petrodollar. Don't kid yourself. We absolutely have. And things are going to change, and they're going to change big time. Now, having said that, I did read another article that how global bankruptcies are practically baked into this current situation. And Jim Rickards was coming out there, and the article is way too long to even do a video on, because it would probably take, just reading that alone would probably take over 30 minutes. But I'm going to put the link right down here in this description of this video. And I'm telling you, it's an article that you owe it to yourself to read this article. I'm pleading with you, really I am, because what's coming and how it's going to impact our lives on just an average level is going to be so fundamental. It's going to change things in ways that we have not even imagined. And look, it doesn't take too much to go out there and figure out that you need to prepare. You need to be ready. You need to just have a few more of this and a little more of that, and just be ready for it. And not relying on your government. The government doesn't have the ability to come and save you when it's bailing out all of these banks. Do you know how much all these easy loans are actually that the government has given out there through the Federal Reserve? Over $1 trillion of new money that they're printing. What do you think that's doing to the confidence of the US dollar? Why do you think the world is bailing on it the way they are? And why are people that have cash going out there, by the way, and spending it like it's going out of style on land, on gold, on things that, can't easily be replaced? I'll tell you why it is, guys, is because they know what's coming. They see what's coming. And it's the implosion of the US dollar, the loss of our world reserve currency status. Now, I will say this. One thing that I've been thinking about, and actually something that I read one of the commenters say, is you know what? In this new system, we may not even have a world reserve currency. We could literally be looking at the switcheroo that they've been planning, this great reset that they've been planning for such a long time, where we actually see a agnostic currency come up and take the helm and be that transitional currency for the whole wide world. Think of that one. Now, isn't that what we've been talking about for years when it's come to, this digital asset space? And what fits the bill for that in a lot of ways, guys? So there's only a few assets, really a handful, and it's definitely not Bitcoin. Definitely not Bitcoin. But you do got a few assets. You got XRP. You definitely have XLM. Perhaps you could see Hedera Hashgraph adopt a role like that. Because, guys, the ecosystems that take on that role have to be big, they have to be fast, and they have to be agnostic. Now, when you talk about XRP, XLM, even XDC, you know what the X stands for, guys? It stands for an agnostic form of currency that can be used in any country in the whole wide world. You go look that up. Google that. Go fact check that. That is exactly what the X stands for. And so, guys, I think what we're seeing here is definitely a scenario where some serious switches can be flipped and a world reserve currency or a currency that can be utilized globally could be introduced, and I would not be too surprised to see it be one built on distributed ledger technology. At least that's my thinking. But needless to say, guys, we've got to be able to survive the transition period. Because look, when it's in these transition periods that the most instability comes about, right? It's not when everything's all set in stone and everybody's working towards the same kind of ends and working through the same system. No. It's when you see the system changes. It's the time in between that sees most stability. And a lot of folks are going to feel some serious pain. And it's during that time that you see a big transition in what? A wealth transfer. A wealth transfer like we have never seen in the history of mankind. That's what I believe is really, really coming. So, guys, I'm just encouraging you, go out there, get prepared, put a little more food away, put a little bit more of the stuff you use every day away. Get some, hey, if you can get your hands maybe on some precious metals, it might be a good idea to have some around the house. Have a little cash, that kind of stuff. But needless to say, be prepared. Don't let this thing take you by surprise. It shouldn't take anybody by surprise. But the thing is, guys, they got all this dog and pony show going over here. Keep people distracted while literally you're seeing the house burn down right over here. It is absolutely crazy, but that's what's going on. Anyway, guys, I'll tell you what. I sure hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday, like I said, and I genuinely pray that, the rest of your day, the rest of this week turns out to be awesome for you, and that, you kind of get out there and enjoy as much as what you can. And on top of that, hey, we got a great video planned for you later on this evening. And until then, guys, I sure hope you have a fantastic one, and take care.